Boom! What's going on, everyone? This is Steve Larson, and welcome to another amazing episode of Secret MLM Hacks Radio. If you're like me, you know MLM is an amazing opportunity to grow a real asset for yourself. But you also see that there's huge issues starting to emerge. Like, why haven't big MLMs let tactics change in over 30 years? Or why have they been cutting commissions smaller and smaller? Or even, how dumb is it that old MLM rules say you'll get in trouble when you use the internet to grow your team? These are some of the blaring questions we all face today. This podcast will show you how real MLMers like us are waging war on the old dying methods. And we aren't cheating by only bugging uninterested family and friends. Follow this podcast while I expose the shocking methods I'm using to build my 10,000 person downline and get people begging to join my team daily. Here's to the new tactics without all those old, rusty MLM shackles. My name is Steve Larson, and welcome to Secret MLM Hacks Radio. What's up, my friends? Hey guys, right now, as of recording this, I still am having people auto join my downline. I'm still having people auto buy my products, and it's not a showboating thing. I just want you to know that the things I teach you guys here on this channel are real. Right, and a lot of you guys who are in the program Secret MLM Hacks, it's cool to watch you guys blow it up, and it's been awesome. And routinely, we'll get people who have big downlines who are trying to go find another program to go sell or another product, another MLM, and they'll come join, and it gets bigger and bigger, and it works. It's fun. It works because I am doing this right here, right, the actual podcast, and it works because of the automation that I put in, which is the funnels. Now, real quick, I just wanted to this might not be that fast of an episode. Usually every time I say that, it's a bit longer. But you have to understand, I've had a few people reach out since I've started doing this stuff here, and they'll be like, Steven, my MLM will not let me do funnels. And I understand what they mean, but I just need to tell you guys something real quick. If you have sold anything ever, you use the funnel. Okay, we have to understand is like this whole concept of the funnel. ClickFunnels did not invent funnels. The first funnel that ever happened was when a caveman traded a rock for a fish with another caveman. Okay, a funnel is nothing more than a sales message and an offer, that's it. Sales message and an offer. Sales message and an offer. So when you think about what it is that what your MLM has allowed you to do, you have a sales message, right? And they gave you a script, which is a sales message, and you have an offer. You have a funnel. The only reason why the things that I do work so well is because most of the time people don't build a funnel with very much intent. They don't do it on purpose. And because they don't do it on purpose, it doesn't work very well. Any ahas on that? I hope so. I just finished an event here in Boise called OfferMind. It's my event. A lot of you guys actually came to it, which was awesome. And hopefully you guys can hear that traffic in the background right there. But anyway, it was a cool event. We had 600 people come. We did about 1.9 million in sales from stage, and it was awesome. And guess what I used? A funnel. But Steven, you were on stage. But it was a message and an offer. Therefore, it was a funnel. I was the funnel. You understand? And that's the one, like, it's super powerful what I was doing there, and that was still a funnel, but it's so much better when you guys can take what your MLM has given you and find a way to automate the sales message and the offer. Does that make sense? So there was a part that I gave, and the only reason I'm doing this is because I want you guys to know, like, if your MLM has said, like, you're not allowed to use funnels, you already are, or you're broke, okay? You already are. What I do in that scenario when an MLM is like, hey, you can't do that. First of all, follow the rules, okay? This is not a game to go and try to always break the rules on. That's not what I'm doing. I'm not encouraging you to do that. I don't do that. But you have to understand that, like, going on Facebook Live and telling the story of how you first started using your company's product, that's a sales message. And funny enough, they're okay with you doing a funnel like that, but the moment you put it on a page that you own, they kind of freak out sometimes, and that's okay, and I totally get it. I'm just trying to help you guys understand that a funnel is broader and bigger than most people think it is. It is not just on these ClickFunnels funnels. It is not just on a series of pages. That's not a funnel, that's a method. Okay, that's a series of pages. A funnel, now albeit it's a very powerful one. Okay, so anyway, what I wanted to do today though is I just wanted to walk you guys through real quick a very simple way to build a funnel that helps build some belief in those people who might be doubting whether or not you should do this in your MLM. Meaning, some of you guys might be like, hey, Steven, my MLM won't let me go do this, and I totally get it. In fact, I've had several people reach out and they'll be like, my MLM won't let me use a funnel. And I'm like, you already are. I'm like, how many people do you have in your downline? They'll be like, I have several hundred people in my downline, and we do, I make 10 to 20 grand a month. And I'm like, cool, you already are using a funnel. You're already using one. Otherwise, you wouldn't have all that stuff. If you sold anything ever to anyone at any price, whether it was free or paid, it was with a sales funnel, because there's a sales message and an offer, which is all a funnel is. The fact we put it on pages is a method. Okay. And so look at it that way and start thinking through like, okay, well, if that's what a funnel is, Steven, how can I create a funnel? I shouldn't have done this next to a highway. I'm so sorry. I was just excited and I whipped my phone out as I started thinking about this with you guys. I was traveling back from the post office. I usually bring a backpack. I ride my bike to it because it's just nice to be outside and soaking in the last few days of summer before it gets cold in Boise, Idaho. So anyway, guys, one of the easiest ways to prove the fact that you're using a funnel, let's say that you have somebody in your upline or corporate HQ or something like that, and they're like, you know what, you can't use the funnel. You know what, we don't want you to do these things with it. One of the easiest ways you guys can prove the concept of internet sales funnels works the best is by using Facebook. Now, please keep the rules, okay? I'm not telling you to ride the line, but all I'm saying is that most MLMs are okay with you going on social media and talking about the product. Okay, that's actually the beginning of any sales funnel, right? So does that make sense though? So there's two things you guys can go do on Facebook or any social media platform, because usually they're okay with that. A lot of them don't want you to say the name of it. That's okay. Then don't. Play by the rules. I do. That's why I've been able to pull it off. Don't try to find sneaky ways. Don't try to ride the line. All I do is I go tell the story of when I first started using my MLM's product. Okay, so think back to the day when that started happening for you. I asked somebody that once and they're like, well, the reason I use the product is because it has the purest ingredients in there. It's got the purest form of ingredients in there. And I knew that I needed the best form of ingredients because I want to be the best human being I can be. And I was like, bleh, 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 like barf, barf, barf. No, that is not what I'm talking about. Why did you make the decision to start using the product you're using? Okay, you got to go back. What we call it the epiphany bridge. What gave you the epiphany? Oh my gosh, I need to be using that product. It was not ingredients. Okay, what it was there. It's usually something that's going on in your life. Okay, I'll tell you right now. So the MLM product that I use, I'm not going to tell you the name of it because I keep it very third party because I don't want you guys to think I'm selling you. I'm trying to change the industry as a whole. Okay, so think about this though. I am using. So on my dad's side, pretty much every guy has or is at extreme risk of type 2 diabetes and extremely high blood pressure. And then every guy on my mom's side, pretty much all of them have had prostate cancer. So I'm like, well, that sucks. Like, what does that mean for me? So I take that very seriously because I'm like, shoot, son, I don't want any of that crap. So understanding that, I remember once watching my dad go through some surgery that he was, he's generally a healthy guy, but that's, that wasn't good enough. He needed to be an extra level of intense on his health. Because it's so in our DNA, right? So anyways, he was going through some surgery thing, whatever. And I remember sitting there and I was looking at him and I was thinking about it. And I was like, it's nothing against him, right? But I was like, how can I avoid this? I don't want to do that. I don't want to do what has happened here. How do I avoid that? And ever since then, like so in high school, I was 35% body fat. I had a double chin. I was working on a triple. I was a big boy. I was getting picked on like crazy. And I remember I was walking down the hall, and frankly, like outwardly, you might have seen that I was a happy kid. I was a super nice boy. But on the inside, I was kind of this train wreck. I was this running mess, right? And I remember I was walking down the hall, and I remember this moment where I was like, enough! I'm tired of being big. I want to lose weight. And I lifted every day for the next 9 months, and I lost 45 pounds. Okay? I lost 45 pounds. I grew 6 inches. I kept that pace kind of up. And I went from 35% body fat down to 6% body fat. So low that it's actually 1% away from considered unhealthy the other way. And I started, as I started growing up and I kind of kept this habit going, I started doing sprint triathlons, right? And I started competing in them and doing well. I got third in the 11 Colorado sprint triathlon for my age group, which was pretty awesome. And you see what I'm saying? I'm telling a story. You know what I mean? And what I would do if I were you is I would lead that up to whatever product you're selling, because you have a story. That's why you're using what you're using. It has nothing to do with the ingredients, all the features all over that. That's not why anyone buys anything. They buy the story, not the product. Okay? And people are like, they buy you, not the product. Yes, that's true, but really they buy the story. The story is why anybody purchases anything, not the product. Okay, so half the reason why people buy from you guys, is because you inadvertently have told some story about the product itself. So you want to make a pseudo funnel using Facebook? Here's how you do it. Tell the story of how you came to use the products you're using right now. Okay, in MLM, right? What is that story? There was a story, not a feature, not an ingredient, not something about the product. There's something in your past. And then there was a moment where you're like, I don't want this, or I do want that, or you know what, I'm gonna go for this, or I'm gonna retrieve that, or I'm gonna achieve that, or I'm gonna save, or I'm gonna redeem, whatever that might be. Tell that story. What happens in the customer's mind is you begin to open up a gap where they sit back and they go, you know what? Things are not as I thought they were. It's really powerful. Things are not as I thought they were. And what happens is you open this gap up where there's this window of belief, and they go, I'm starting to feel open. They're not gonna say that, right? But that's what's going on inside their brain, psychology-wise. I'm starting to feel like there's a possibility this could actually work for me. Ooh, that's the magic of where a sale happens. That's the magic of when you finally start talking about your offer. Okay, where they go, I can see myself doing this. Why don't I just try it? Okay, that's the magic. So if you want to make a pseudo funnel using Facebook, okay, it's still a funnel. I shouldn't call it a pseudo funnel. Okay, but that might be the name of the podcast episode though. That'd be kind of cool. Using Facebook to build a pseudo funnel or something like that. What you do is you tell the story of how you started using the product, and then at the end be like, hey, if you're interested, please reach out. And I'd love to give you a free sample of X, Y, and Z. Now, I don't know what you sell, right? So customize that to whatever it is you're doing. But do you see how you just made a sales message and you made an offer? Which a sales message is just a story. So you told a story and you delivered and you showed the offer to them. And you gave a little call to action. Hey, reach on out. That is one of the easiest ways to leverage any platform with a funnel. That is a funnel, okay? Now, it's more powerful if you can tell a video on a page and customize the whole page and put testimonials on there to the degree you're allowed to, all right? And you can add some scarcity and urgency in there. And you can add a few other stories. Maybe you can have the formulator. Let's say it's a supplement, right? Maybe you can have the formulator come on in and tell a little bit about it. Maybe you can have this person, you see what I'm saying? Follow the rules, right? Make sure that I'm not telling you to go be sneaky or whatever, but I'm just telling you that a funnel is more broad than most people believe that it is, okay? It's more broad than most people believe it is. So that's good news. Because if they're like, oh, well, I don't know that I can use this whole funnel thing that Steven talks about. You already are. Just do it with a little more intent, and you can automate it and automate the follow-up, right? Automate the follow-up. That's one of the easiest ways to make money. We sold a lot of money on stage 2 weeks ago, right? I did with my pitch. What are we doing these last 2 weeks? Following up, even with buyers, a lot. I am over communicating with my buyers. Over communicate with them. And I'm saying to them, hey, how you doing? What are your goals? What is it that you want to do? Let's jump on a phone call. Let's go to here. You see what I'm saying? And now you can automate that, and we certainly will in the future as we keep selling the program more and more. Anyway, that's what I got for you guys today. Understand that you're already using a funnel, and that's one of the easiest ways to go do it. So I dare you, if you're like, does this whole funnel thing really work? Put it to the test. Go tell the story of how you started using your product on social media, on Facebook. Please don't do the thing where you're like, working from home today, snapshot, selfie on Instagram. That's dumb, okay? That's not a story, and no one's asking you, all right? But instead, tell the story about how you started using it and say, if anyone's interested on a free sample, this is not meant to be high pressure. I just want to share with whoever's interested. Tell me you don't get some sales from that, okay? Now, the art of storytelling is an art and a science of it in itself. So, that takes practice. But just go do it. Start doing it. I mean, that's how I started this show, right? Just start telling the stories and get good at telling the stories. And when you do it that way, it's super exciting what happens. You'll actually find that people are excited to buy from you. You guys know that when you go sell something to somebody and you walk away feeling like you convinced them, you know what I'm talking about, right? If you don't want to feel that when you're selling to people, the answer is to get good at storytelling. And then it makes your offer feel like a gift. If you don't, then it feels like you're convincing them, and better hurry, buy one, get one free by tonight. Better hurry, it's half off before this time. And they're like, ugh, and they go to like drag their feet in. They know they want it, but they kind of don't. And you kind of push them, and there's kind of some convincing along the way. The only reason that happens is because they weren't sold, they were convinced. People like to be sold, they don't like to be convinced. Okay, anyway, guys, hopefully there's been a helpful episode for you today. That's the whole point of it, though, is just to bring awareness to the fact that you already have a funnel. Just start thinking through and groom and architect and design and purposefully plan your story and purposefully plan the offer that you're going to go and drop to them. And if you're serious about this, you want to actually take this to a really cool level, go get the Secret MLM Hacks program, because it's awesome. And that's exactly what we talk about. So anyway, have fun building your funnel, your pseudo funnel, even if you can't build an official one yet, which is totally fine. Have fun building the pseudo funnel, and let me know what successes you guys have from this, from just going and doing that. I'm excited to have you guys share it. All right, guys, we'll see you later, and see you on the next episode. If you guys have enjoyed this show, please review it. It's funny how many people, I get a lot of I get a few 1 stars because this is pretty aggressive in the MLM world. Boom, son! Whoa! No apologies. Hey, thanks for listening. Please remember to rate and subscribe. Hey, I know it's tough to find people to pitch after your warm market dries up, right? That moment when you finally run out of family and friends to pitch. I don't see many uplines teaching legitimate lead strategies today, though. You see, after years of being a lead funnel builder online, I got sick of the garbage strategies most MLMs have been teaching their recruits for decades. So whether you simply want more leads to pitch or an automated MLM funnel, head over to secretmlmhacks.com to join the next free training. There you're going to learn the hidden revenue model that only the top MLMers have been using to get paid regardless if you join them. You're also going to learn the 3-step system I use to auto-recruit my downline of big producers without friends or family even knowing that I'm in MLM. If you want to do the same for yourself, head over to secretmlmhacks.com now. Again, that's secretmlmhacks.com.